There's two types of miracles.
Uh-huh.
There's revealed miracles.
Right.
And there are hidden miracles.
Okay.
So the question really is, which one was it? A revealed miracle or a hidden miracle? The next question is, so what's the difference? What,
right.
Where does it matter? So what would be a revealed miracle?
The splitting of the series.
Right. The classic, the splitting of the sea
Right.
is a good revealed miracle. Bilam's donkey opens his mouth and starts talking.
Right.
All of the big stories that are in the Torah, you know, this big manna falling from heaven.
Right.
Those are revealed miracles, okay? And those are important. And really, we could even take another step back. The real question is, what is the purpose of that revealed miracle? Let's say it was a revealed miracle.
Question, right.
Let's say that your Tennessee-Alabama game was a miracle. Now, when you walked away from it, so what would you say? What would you have gained from that? What would have been God's purpose in doing a miracle for you or for Alabama?
Well, I was thinking about that. What did I do? Well, at first I thought maybe I was sitting in the right spot when I was watching the game, but sometimes I move. If we don't score, I move to a different seat. I'm thinking maybe I prayed. Well, maybe I did something good that week, and God was repaying me. But then I was thinking about the 100,000 people in Knoxville that probably didn't look at that as a miracle at the time.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm confused. What should I have been thinking? Was it a miracle?
Right. Was it a miracle? And to tell you the truth, I hope it wasn't a miracle that you were getting repaid for.
Because that would be a pretty bad one. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, and you got paid for it. Oh man, you know.
That's all
Here
I
you
get.
go. This is what you get. You know, and I don't know, maybe you're still feeling good about that game, but
I kinda forgot about
otherwise,
it, yeah.
you would kind of hope that you would get repaid in a little bit more of a substantial way.
Right.
So there are miracles in the world that are revealed, and the Torah talks about revealed miracles. Nachmanides says that it's important to study revealed miracles, even though they don't happen for you and I, at least not very often. Revealed miracles primarily happen for the Jewish people in total, or very, very righteous people, or, interestingly enough, very, very wicked people.
That is interesting.
And I would sort of put us in the, I know you a little bit. You know, I know you're a pretty righteous guy, but I would kind of put us more like in the middle.
In the middle, okay.
So Nachmanides says that you still should study the Torah and read about the miracles. Why do we read about miracles? What are we supposed to get from miracles? Like, why did God do a miracle?
I mean, some would say he did a miracle to show his existence, to prove that he's there, to prove that he can change what's natural in this world.
Okay, that's good. Now we know. We know why God's there. It's like he stepped in, he intruded. So then we have the other question. Why doesn't God always do miracles? Or why is there such a thing as nature?
Well, that's the big question. One,
Right.
you know, why does God come out and prove himself here? Look, we're all kind of doubting in this world. You know how the world is today. Come out and do a couple good card trick here and there, and everybody will believe in God.
Right, just do it. Like, you know, I take a quarter, I throw it up. Maybe it'll come down. Maybe it won't. We'll see whatever God decides to do. Right. Why does he put the rules into place? Why does he put these rules in place so that we live according to something called teva? Teva in Hebrew means nature. Okay? It's also traded on the New York Stock Exchange. It's a pharmaceutical company, and it's doing very well.
I know the owner. He's a real nice guy.
There you go, right. Then guess why? The pharmaceutical company is called Teva.
I guess
Nature,
that's
natural,
right.
you know, and all that stuff. So God makes a system called nature.
Right.
And nature is a really tricky thing. You need nature so that there can be miracles.
Okay.
If there was no nature, then there would never be a miracle.
Right, right.
Things would just be happening randomly.
But is not nature itself a miracle? Is it not just the miracles that God planned? This is what we call nature because it happens every day.
You know what? It doesn't. That's the amazing thing.
Okay.
It really, really doesn't. What it does is it looks like it does. It looks like it does. Again, Nachmanides, because he's written extensively on this subject, so I'm going to keep referring back to Nachmanides a lot. Nachmanides says that anytime God rewards or punishes, it's a miracle. Because everything should be set in nature, and everything should happen the way it's supposed to happen. But if God cuts you a break because you're a good guy, like let's say, you know, someone comes over to my house and says, oh, I was cleaning out my house and we're moving to Florida and I'm giving your kids my son's baseball card collection.
Right.
So my kid's like going through the baseball card collection and lo and behold, the Honus Wagner card is in there, right? Now, wow, how did that happen? So you'll say, well, because I was a good guy and did mitzvahs, my son did mitzvahs, whatever it is, and God rewarded him. Now, if there wasn't nature, nature would say that what are the odds that my son should get that baseball card? The odds are like extremely, extremely small.
Right.
And therefore, according to nature, I shouldn't get the baseball card. According to nature, I shouldn't win the lottery. According to nature, none of these things should happen. If God decides that someone's going to get rewarded or punished, then what he's really doing is subverting nature.
Now you say simply because the odds are against it, it's a miracle?
Listen, when I buy stock,
Right.
like all the stocks should go down the drain. Because what do I know about stocks? Right? But now and then, you know, let's say, and we've seen guys, I know guys that made a killing in the stock market, and I can guarantee you they could not possibly know what's going on. I know guys that can't hardly even read English. Right? And the other guy's studying the P&L statements, and he's looking at this, and he's buying his Barron's magazine, and he's doing everything, and he studies up on it, and he's losing. And then some guy blunders in, and he just buys some stock that he picks off the thing, throws a dart at the thing, and it scores for him. Right? How does that happen? So we have to say that God's looking out for people, and sometimes they score, and sometimes they get hurt. Every time God does that, though, it's miraculous, because it wasn't supposed to be like that. How come the next guy, you know, you get on the airplane, and you know, they'll tell you sometimes you'll get off, and they find out later on when they're looking at the plane, I don't understand, this plane even got here. This thing should have fallen apart like a month ago, right? But yet it got there. So according to nature, it was supposed to fall apart a month ago. Maybe God wanted the people who were on it to get there, so he didn't have it fall apart. That's a miracle.
That's a miracle. So how then, and this is one of the questions we were just asked, how then do we know the difference between a miracle and a coincidence? How, you know, listen, there's a guy out there who bought 1,000 lottery tickets. He bought 10,000 lottery tickets. This guy over here who lives in the trailer bought one lottery ticket. He won the lottery. Is it a miracle that he won the lottery? It's just, you know, it's a coincidence. The odds were against him winning it, but he won the lottery ticket.
God is running the show, and he sets up a system, and the system has something factored into it which we call coincidence. What's the purpose of all that? The purpose of that is to cover up the miracles, because really everything God's doing is a miracle.
Why do we want to do that?
Because God wants you to choose whether you want to believe that he did it or not. Now, if he didn't a couple of times step in and maybe split a sea or have a donkey talk or bring manna down from heaven, if he didn't do that now and then there wouldn't be a chance. I would never ever know that there is anything other than nature. But once I know that there is something other than nature, I have to assume that God, just like he intervened then, is really intervening now. By the time I get home, if I get home safe and sound, probably there was 1,000,001 miracles along the way.
So God took the car that was going to hit you, made him turn left instead of right, or made him get a flat tire so he didn't get on the road.
Or he told the guy just to like, hey, how about looking over your shoulder before you change lanes, which he was about to change right into my, and he just had that last minute little thought, oh, wait a second. So why did God put that into his mind? And by the way, to the next guy's mind, he didn't put it in, and therefore we hear there's a traffic fatality today.
Right.
So God's running the show.